Hello everyone, my name is Pekka Abrahamsson. I'm professor here at the Software Startup Lab here in University of Jyväskylä in Finland. And today we have already what I like to call a traditional Open Pitch Friday, which is an event we have for students at and the faculty at the university and also the YAMK, which is the Applied University. The event is open and today I'm happy to see some new people, new faces here. So welcome, and today we will dive into our pitches. So the idea of the event is that we get some, we share new ideas, pitch them in the open and friendly environment, and we get some feedback, questions, discussion, and here locally we can do some networking and get to know new people. And I believe it is time to, so today we will have two pitches that are streamed live to the internet. So I think that we can get started. So for the first pitch, so Renne Hirsimäki on the stand. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Please raise your hand if you have ever had a feeling that parking in a city center is expensive and troublesome. Yeah, it is. My name is Renne Hirsimäki. We are SharePark and we will release the potential of private parking spaces into everyone's use in an easy and affordable way. The idea of SharePark came when the city of Jyväskylä published a study that says that the utilization rate of private parking spaces is very low, especially during the day and evening times. At the same time, people think that parking in the center is expensive and sometimes it's hard to find a suitable place to park. We offer a resource-wise solution that makes it possible to rent private parking spaces peer-to-peer. In contrast to our competitors, our customers are housing cooperatives, that is taloyhtiöt in Finnish, and private parking space owners. For them, our service doesn't cost anything, but they can make some money out of it by renting their places. And for people looking for places where to park their car, we offer a solution that is half the price from the traditional way. And for us, user-centered approach is everything. When someone wants to park their car, we want it to happen immediately and easily. And also renting your own parking space for someone else needs to be fast and efficient. Here are some screenshots from the pilot version of the application that is now in development. We're first focusing on a mobile application and later expand to a browser-based solution as well. And this example shows what it can mean if we can utilize 1/5 of the 5,000 parking spaces in center of Jyväskylä. With a 40% commission from every rental, with 8 hours a day, that would mean over 1 million annual income. And that's only the center of Jyväskylä. You can imagine the numbers when we go global. The main difference between SharePark and our competitors is that we offer a more dynamic possibility for renting and parking. That means you can only pay for half an hour or 1 hour and not rent for a whole day or for a whole month. And compared to public parking opportunities, we offer parking that is half the price. This is our team, and the people behind SharePark share the passion towards new business ideas, opportunities and entrepreneurship, and we're also quite knowledgeable about software engineering and technology in general. Our first pilot project takes place here in Jyväskylä this summer with YAMK and some of the parking spaces they offer. And the citywide launch will be executed sometime in the fall. All of our customer segments are taken into account through the whole development process. That means we're meeting regularly with the housing cooperatives and companies who have parking spaces and also private parking space owners. First, we'll conquer Jyväskylä, our hometown here. Then we'll spread out to other cities in Finland and then naturally to Europe. This is accomplished by a great user-centered product and a great sales team. And after a few years, we can see a potential exit from the company. And of course, we're continuously looking possibilities for cooperation. So hit me up or contact Evelina or Akseli if you're interested. Thank you.
All right, I will join with Renne. Let's Let's talk about this a bit. Is this like an Airbnb for parking?
Yeah, you could maybe say that. You can rent your own property to someone else very dynamically, affordable.
So what is the reaction from this housing, you said taloyhtiö, housing
Cooperatives.
cooperatives. So what is their reaction to this
They-
kind of new opportunity?
They really like the idea because very few of their parking spaces actually used during the daytime. They're empty and they can make some more money out of it, and running those big houses is it's not very cheap, and there's always something coming up where you need some money and you don't want always the residents to pay for all of it. So that may
So have the other, you identify some competition,
Yeah.
have they focused on these housing cooperatives?
For what we know, no.
So it's a new, let's say, in one part of this innovation is that you actually are focusing on this new domain,
Yeah.
or customer segment in
Yeah.
that sense. How would they know that? I mean, I personally have always been hallucinating about the fact that I would actually know where to go, because now I'm guessing a bit. So I'm driving around
Yeah.
the area where I want to find the place, and I know that. Are you also looking at solving that, or are you only focusing on the kind of availability?
Both, but the easiest way to accomplish the not driving around the city center with your car is to you open up the application, you say you want to park now, and then it just directs you the right way.
All right.
There can be navigation as well, straight to the parking spot.
So this will be in your. Well, I'll be the first user. What about you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Are you the first movers, or is it the first app that?
No, there's a couple of, at least one or two in Finland
Okay.
that does this, but they have a bit different kind of an approach.
Right.
Do you know the mainio.taloyhtiö.fi?
No, but I will check it.
It's the Jyväskylän Energia, local energy company, which is
Okay.
they are doing something similar,
Okay,
and they have a domain mainio.taloyhtiö.
okay. We will.
I haven't checked it. I checked it. It's existing,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
there's something, but I didn't have time to to pay attention. So
Yep.
I don't know more, but they have seen something similar going on.
Okay, that's good to know.
Are you coming to do agreement with housing company or the individual who has rented the?
At first with the housing company, because they own the
They
places.
own,
Yeah,
exactly.
and their rules usually prohibit it that you can't rent it away for
Exactly.
someone else. We have taken that into account, and then that's why we're first focusing on the housing companies, and then
But that means then that the housing companies have to change their rules quite a lot. Because usually I rent this parking lot from the housing company.
Yep.
And it's 24 hours for me.
Yeah.
And if I'm away, let's say 10 hours per day, someone can use that slot. But then I need to have a little bit different kind of agreement with the.
yeah, of course, and then you can choose when you are not using the place yourself, and then during that time it will be available for renting for someone else, and then you would also get a small slice of the payment.
But that will change the game quite a lot.
Yeah,
what
it will.
has been.
It will.
And that's probably also one thing which is slowing down the development, because you have to change the thinking of people.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, that's a good point. Always these good points when they are raised. So
How have you thought about the parking enforcement? How do you make sure that somebody doesn't take his car to some place when it's not supposed to be there, and keep it there for 2 weeks and taking his spot?
Yeah, we're also taking that in account and discussing with the companies who do the parking surveillance and stuff like that.
Have you thought that you have some kind of sticker inside your windshield, for example, that
Yeah.
it can be recognized that you are using the new system? Because otherwise I could drive in and without knowing anything and just say that I'm keeping these 2 hours and
Yeah.
it's very hard to check.
Yeah.
Like in Finland, we would never do that.
Yeah.
We would pay, and then we would have it our place.
Well, that's also something that we are thinking.
Nice idea
Yeah.
anyway.
I think that you will learn so much with the young pilot.
Yeah.
This would be crucial to kind of understand, because so if there are any young viewers, I've been parking there, so I have to always, when I go to Yamk, I have to walk if I'm there for business to get the pass, and otherwise I don't know whether I can park there or not. And that's a huge place, area spot, so I mean it's really a good place probably for testing.
That is true.
All right, but hey, let's thank Rene for a great presentation.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite our next pitchers. We have some new people, and I didn't even catch your name, but that's fine. So please just join with me on stage, and we will launch your presentation. So please, let's welcome our new pitchers on the stage, and you will probably introduce yourself with a nice and warm welcome. Thank you. So please, the stage is yours. Here's the famous lab coffee if you want some experimental coffee.
Yeah, experimental coffee with some secret ingredients.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Bing Bing Deng.
Yo. So, hi everyone. My name is Bing Linden. I am a master student in aquatic science over the lake, and today I'm going to present a business idea on aquaponics system and leading to the sustainable future. Here's my three main contexts here. First is about the information on aquaponics system and some business model and what we are looking for today. Here is a simple demonstration on the aquaponic cycle. It's basically integrated fish and plant farming in one system. Like first, the water will flow into the fish tank, and in which the fish will produce waste, and the water flow to some specific bacteria which can convert this waste into the fertilizer as plants. Then the plants can act as a filter and purify the water. Then the water flow back into the fish tank again, which is like a circulate. It's a water saving system. Here it's a simple sample of the aquaponics system. Besides the fish and the vegetable, there are some other details inside, like the pumping system, for example, and also the physical filter. And usually in practical, there will be like specific tank for the bacteria to develop. So there will be like biofilter. So usually there will be some make point for the system. So will be the fish, the physical filter, biofilter, and plants and the pumping. And here it's like some business model we develop. It's like I am going to present in 9 block briefly. First is the disadvantage of the traditional agriculture. Basically, it can conclude as unsustainable in 2 ways. The first one is like discontinuing. As we all know, the coldness in winter make it difficult for traditional culture to develop, and also the irresistible weather factor can make the supply from import countries unstable. For example, the flood disease. And traditional agriculture is not that environmental friendly actually because of the transportation pollution if all the food are imported from other countries, and it's quite inefficient use of water and soil. So the solution we provided today is the indoor aquaponic system. it's like it removes the barrier of cold weather in Finland, and it excludes external environmental factors and create less waste, and it's higher yield and quantitative production. There is some research showing that the aquaponic system use only 10% of water to produce the same plants as in the soil system. So the main value for the system will be more sustainable and no fertilizer laser or chemical pesticide in the system, and it's more environmental friendly compared with the traditional agriculture. And there is no any commercial aquaponic products in Finland yet, so we can be the very first mover in the markets. And also we were thinking about like other than the vegetable and the lettuce, the flower can be in the hydroponic system as well, then which can produce seasonal honey in the system. So the honey and the flower can be a byproduct in the system. So, and our revenue come from two way round. The first one is the direct economic products, comes from fish, vegetable, honey, and flower as wholesaler. And the system itself can be a product as well, like for the decoration, like for the really mini aquaponic, like there is a small aquarium and some vegetable on the top. And also it can be customized in a house system. Then will be the cost. The first is like to build up the system indoor and then to maintain the system, and the future will be like the marketing expense. Here is some marketing way we were thinking about, like mainly the digital channels like the social media and the video contests. So today for the picture, me and my partners were sitting down there, and we are looking for more feedback from the audience. And we also have traction on how and where we can apply for the initial funding, for example, something like this. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, so maybe you can say a few words about where did you get the idea? You are a master student in the area, so I guess it is part of the studies.
Yeah, it's part of the study. Like I have read some books about it, and of course there is a like research lab in Young, University of Young, and I was an intern there, and I work in the lab. So that's how it goes.
Well, the big question that everybody, of course, always wants to hear is that what is the expertise that your team has? Is that when you are seeking for funding, people are interested to know whether you are able to actually, what are the skills that your team has, and perhaps you are looking for some other members, I don't know.
Yeah, I am like more technical on this like the water management things, and Sri is like more business oriented. So
Hi
Yes.
everyone, my name is Sri. So I will be in the team with Bingling and for the aquaponic systems. And my major is international business and entrepreneurship here in the university. So we want to combine our expertise here, her with water management and my business skills. So here is what we're looking for. But for today, actually, starting for the aquaponic system, the major point is it's quite expensive to start. So we need to looking for the ways to have the funding to start the business.
So this was my next question, is that have you actually done some calculations, is how much money you need to get started with this?
Well,
it actually it depends on the scale. Like for a 16, for example, for the 16 square meter indoor system, it costs maybe the initial cost will be like 25,000 for the initial cost.
All right, I like that maybe part. I think that one thing that you have to think about is to have the numbers in place, so it in a way facilitates the discussion. Please join us on the stage as well. You will be on the live stream as well, so welcome. And there's a question from Riikka.
Do I understand correctly that you're actually bringing an existing product from other markets to Finland?
No,
No, not at all. We are actually going to start building a greenhouse, and so it will be have inside. It will be a pond for farming the fish, and then there is another system, as Bingley explained before, the pumping to filter the water and to use the water, filter the water to grow the vegetables.
So you want, but did I understand correctly that somewhere else it's already in use? This
Yes,
technology?
for example, in America, in Sweden, in Germany.
So it's not so much about needing to develop the technology. The technology is existing.
Yes.
It's more like how to make it a business case here in Finland.
Yes.
Well, I mean, now that you mention Sweden, hi all of Sweden, our great neighbor, is that why don't we just buy from Sweden? If they have already done it, it's working. It's what makes you your product or idea innovation better than the one that is available in a closed market?
Well, for instance, the first one is if you're importing from Sweden, even this is a relatively close country, then it will also cause the transportation pollution. This is what we are not looking for as sustainable as our market here. And then second of all, we also want you to integrate honey production inside our system. And this is because I actually have a friend who has a farm here based in Jyväskylä, and he has some expertise about doing that, and we thought about integrate that together. And the company there in Sweden, they actually use the honey only to help to grow the vegetables bigger, and they only have one product as in tomato. But we were thinking about the letters in another ways. So not just like one specified like vegetables, it could be varied, depends on the market.
What is the feedback that the customers or the users of this system have given in the world? So what has been the reaction? What are the things that people really like, which makes it reason for companies to invest, restaurants, for example?
Well, if we're talking about the general market, here at the from the statistic data in Lumo, this Finnish agriculture, the buying of organic food here in Finland is actually increasing. And if we're talking about the research project in Yamk, the feedback from the fish and the vegetables, actually they like the teachers and the staff were saying that it tastes better than the one they bought from the market, especially because now they are using just the rainbow trout, which basically just imported from Norway. But here it's like more fresh.
Yes, it's imported from Norway. All the fish that we pretty much eat is coming from Norway, the lux. Any reaction from the audience? Any help or advice or guidance?
Have you been thinking about the dimensioning? So in systems where in larger systems where subsystems are connected to each other, you can, it's quite a narrow window where you can operate. With a certain amount of fish, you can then grow some certain amount of vegetables, and then calculate it based on that what your currency flows will be, what's the income, what's the costs, and so on.
Well, we actually have a sheet here. Sorry, just let me open it.
I can see, I can confirm that there's some
Okay, but that's
calculations.
okay. If you have done it, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
yeah.
So that's also we were looking for today, like some feedbacks as like practical suggestion, and also to have some like names or maybe some organizations we can contact with to see if it start to get the ball start rolling like this.
I think it's a bold idea. I think it's. If a restaurant would offer this service, I personally would definitely go there. And I wonder about how energy efficient it is, because we are living in Finland, which is a, let's say, cold country, and compared to with the greenhouse effect in place, so what is the carbon footprint of the system actually? And I'm sure that you have thought about that. I think that's important, is that we don't bring in an element that is really energy consuming device
Yeah.
to produce the green side of it.
Yeah, but that's something we also take into consideration. But obviously, our main purpose here is to create a sustainable food, fish and vegetable, and like the food production here. So this will be our goal. And for the carbon action, the energy cost and the water, the others, we will definitely will be like take care of it and see like how it's compared to the traditional farming.
All right, but now we just have to find those investors that would like to invest
Yes.
25,000 or so
Yeah.
for the project to be started. I think it would be a nice project.
Yeah, thank you
And
very
there's a lot
much.
of learning to be done, of course, but since it has been done elsewhere, as close to Sweden, I don't see that is an obstacle. Like Rika said, the technology most likely exists
Yes.
to many extent.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder, to me, it's a kind of a, it's really an eye-opener, nice idea, nice presentation. I think that we will continue discussion here. Anssi wants to say one more final word, and then we can.
Yeah, I was thinking about the heating, because in the greenhouse business in Finland we have quite a big difference compared to Sweden, because they have longer crop cycles. So they greenhouses produce, they can produce most of their crops on the summertime and preserve their growing cycle like on the winter times, because they are always competing with the heating cost. But because we have here in Finland we have like shorter summer time, so it will cut the overall profit. The greenhouses, they have to lay off like half of the people at the winter times. So I was thinking about what is your competitive advantage to greenhouses?
Yeah, actually, for the vegetable growing, the temperature should be higher in the daytime, but should be lower at night. That to lower down the breathing process. So in the house, it shouldn't be like for the temperature for very warm for all day long. For only for the daytime, maybe for 8 hours, it should be heating. But for the rest of the time, the temperature should be like colder than the normal temperature to lower down the breathing of the vegetable.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause. Great presentation. And this concludes the streaming part of today. I welcome all of you to join us in next month. It will be then the first Friday of June. Thank you and bye-bye.